Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. We're going to completely decode something that absolutely frustrates language learners all over the globe, and that's English pronunciation. We're breaking down exactly how the sounds of British English actually work.
Because let's face it, standard English spelling is, well, it's pretty absurd. Think about everyday words like cat, book, or teacher. We rely heavily on these letters, but they're incredibly deceptive. They don't reliably tell you how to actually say the word out loud. But look at the completely different set of symbols next to them. That strange-looking text is the phonetic spelling, and it represents the exact sounds your mouth literally needs to make.
So, to fix this massive spelling problem, linguists use something called the IPA, or the International Phonetic Alphabet. You can think of this as the ultimate linguistic cheat code for spoken language. Instead of just guessing how a random combination of English letters might sound, the IPA gives you one precise symbol for every single sound a human mouth can make. Now, when we talk about British English pronunciation specifically, we're generally talking about received pronunciation, often just called RP. And the absolute most important number you need to remember for RP is 44. The entire British English accent is built completely on these 44 atomic units of sound, 20 vowel sounds and 24 consonant sounds.
Here's our quick roadmap to demystifying this whole system. We're going to cover decoding English pronunciation, vowels, consonants, secrets of British RP, and finally, mastering minimal pairs.
Section 1. Decoding English pronunciation, the building blocks. You might be wondering, why even bother learning a whole new alphabet? Well, this isn't just some dry academic theory. It's incredibly practical. It actually empowers you to pronounce words correctly on the first try. It lets you open up any dictionary and instantly read the pronunciation. Plus, it trains your brain and your ears to distinguish between really similar sounds, which is a total game changer for both your speaking and your listening skills.
Moving right along to Section 2, vowels, specifically pure and gliding vowels. These are your 20 foundation sounds.
Here's the crucial thing. Out of our 20 total vowels, 12 of them are what linguists call monophthongs, or pure vowels. The defining characteristic of a pure vowel is stability. When you produce these 12 sounds, your mouth, your tongue, and your lips remain completely stable from the very beginning of the sound right to the end. There's absolutely no shifting. Seriously, try saying these out loud with me. Take that first long E sound, E, like in sheep. Now contrast that with the fourth one down, the A sound in cat. Your mouth takes completely different shapes for sheep and cat, right? But notice how once you form the shape for the vowel, it doesn't shift midway through the breath. That stability is exactly what makes them pure monophthongs. Okay, so what about the remaining 8 vowels out of our 20? Well, those are phonetic slides called diphthongs. Unlike those pure vowels we just talked about, diphthongs are all about movement. They're essentially a combination of 2 different vowel sounds squeezed right together into one single syllable. To make them, your tongue has to physically glide from a starting position to an ending position. Pay attention to what your mouth is doing on these examples. When you say the ow sound in mouth, your mouth literally starts wide open and then closes down into a tight circle. Or look at the oi in choice. Your tongue physically glides from the back of your mouth to the front. You can actually feel the travel happening inside your mouth during that single beat. All right, Section 3, consonants, shaping the sound. These are our 24 architectural blocks. Linguists don't just categorize the 24 consonant sounds of British RP randomly. They sort them based strictly on the physical mechanics of your mouth. We've got plosives, fricatives, affricates, nasals, approximants, and the lateral sound. Let's see exactly how a few of these operate in the real world. For instance, closives do exactly what they sound like. They act like tiny explosions of air. You completely block the airflow and then pop it out, like the P in pen or the sharp K in cat. Fricatives, on the other hand, are all about friction. You force air continuously through a really narrow, tight space in your mouth, which creates this hissing or buzzing sound, like the F in fish or the theta in think. To finish out the 24 consonants, we've got a few other mechanical categories. Affricates are kind of this hybrid of an explosion and a hiss, like the ch in chair. Then there's the humming nasals, where air actually comes out of your nose, like the in man. And finally, we have the smooth approximates, like the in red, and the single lateral sound, the l in light, where air just flows smoothly around the sides of your tongue. Section 4. Secrets of British RP. This is what makes the accent so totally unique.
The absolute biggest, most defining rule of the British RP accent is non-rhoticity, which I know sounds super technical, but it's really just a fancy way of saying that the letter R magically vanishes about half the time. Specifically, the R is usually not pronounced at all if it comes right after a vowel. You only ever say it if a vowel sound immediately follows it.
Standard spelling totally lies to you here. We write an R at the end of car, at the end of teacher, and right in the middle of bird. But look at the IPA translation. Car becomes ka. You extend the vowel, but the consonant is just gone. Teacher ends on a soft open sound, completely dropping that final R. And the R in bird is just entirely swallowed up by the long vowel,
The second massive secret of RP is vowel length. In a lot of languages, how long you hold a vowel really doesn't matter. But in British English, it is absolutely everything. Holding a vowel sound for literally just a fraction of a second longer completely alters the fundamental meaning of what you're saying.
Section 5, Mastering Minimal Pairs. Let's put that decoder ring to the test.
Ignoring vowel length is straight up dangerous for your comprehension. We call these minimal pairs because literally just one tiny sound differentiates them. You've got the long E vowel, represented by those two little triangles in the IPA, which gives us sheep. But the short, quick it vowel gives us ship. If you confuse those two sounds, you just turned a fluffy farm animal into a giant boat.
It's the exact same concept here. A long oo sound gives us pool, like a swimming pool. But contrast that drastically with the short, clipped sound, which gives us pull, as in pulling a door open. The consonants are identical. It's literally only the duration and a very slight shape of the vowel that changes the meaning entirely.
Listen really carefully and notice the vowel differences in your own mouth as you practice these minimal pairs. Say them out loud. First, cat with a flat a versus cut with a sharp Next, the short hot versus the long, deep heart. And finally, the long, drawn-out bird versus the short, abrupt bed. Training your ear to hear those micro differences, that's the real key to mastering the accent. So as we wrap up this explainer on the IPA, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought. If you actually commit to practicing this 44-sound phonetic decoder ring every single day, completely breaking away from the trap of standard English spelling, how much clearer, more confident, and more incredibly natural will your spoken communication become?